Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Stacking Perpetrator here. Today's episode we're going to do some more, we're going to work on album 4 and book 5 for my Franklins. The reason I'm doing so many of the Franklins is because I stack Constitutional, and Benjis are one of the things that I stack. I figure if I've got the Benjis, I'm already working on if you're following along, I'm working on completing a complete set in BU with the proofs, which is getting the proofs is the hard part. Getting the coins is pretty much easy to do. I finished off the second. I bought a Dansko album. In one of my last videos, I made a LCS purchase. Found the last coins I needed to finish this one. And then I also got the coins needed to finish this last book here. And so technically I have the business strike complete. I just need to do four or five upgrades from circulated to BU, and then I still need to find 4 proofs. The proofs I'm searching are the 50 to 53. Those are not easy to find, and they are on the expensive side. There's no proofs slots in the Dansko, so I don't have to worry about that. That is a complete, it's a mixture of circulated and BU coins. That is complete. I will probably go through and work this Dansko out to be BU coins also. This older Whitman I'm keeping it circulated because it is an older book. Not sure about the paper quality, and the book is a little rough. I just chose this book because it's just something I wanted to do for fun. If you watch my video about albums, I got 2 new editions for book. Let's see, this will be set number 4, and then the flip album will be set number 5. Both of these, because I don't know about the paper quality, because they are the older books from the late 60s, maybe very early 70s. I don't know about the paper quality on these. I'm not going to take the time to research because I'm only going to put circulated coins in them. I chose this book because I did want one of these books to have in my collection, so I figured I've got the Benjis, might as well make a set. Same with the flip. It's just a continuation. I have the Benjis, and it's just the Benjis. If you're a new coin, if you're stacking and you're buying the Benjis and you're thinking about actually getting into coin collecting, the Benjamin, it's a short series, and the only mintage key date is going to be your 55. That is the lowest mintage. And then you also have the 55 with the Bugs Bunny variety. But everything else, I mean, they're plentiful out there. Some of the hard ones, I have to look out at my LCSs, any 48s, the 49s, the 55s I bought a half a tube of BU ones, which I will not put BU in here because I don't know about the paper quality, so I will have to hunt down a circulated 55. But 48s, 49, the 55, and the 56, for me, are the hardest to find in the junk bin. All of my coins in this book and all the tubes, everything I have laid out here has been junk bin finds. In my main collection, I have went online to some of the dealers. I got some from Daniel I did a video on where I got like 10 or 11 BU Franklins to do some major upgrades in my what I call my main set, which is my Littleton. But what I've done is with my Benjis, I would have had more tubes had I not been doing these albums. But what I've done is I actually have them in date and in order within the tubes. I have 7 tubes here. These other tubes, and if you're stacking and you want to try to put a set together, I want to show you this real quick before we move on. There's only 35 coins if you don't count the proofs. There's only 35. So a complete set will fit in 2 tubes. You get 36 if you add the 55 Bugs Bunny variety, and then if you add the proofs, then you're going to have to get a 3rd tube. I wouldn't recommend doing the 10 proofs and stacking them in a tube because the the 50 through the 53 are pretty much the money coins when it comes to Benji. So, but if you're not buying the proofs and you're stacking, you know, you don't have to do the albums like I'm doing. You can get 2 tubes and just go through and, you know, just have your little list. And when you find one, a mint mark, a year and a mint mark you don't have, add it to the tube, check it off your list. A complete set will fit in two tubes. I have already sorted through, because I did pick up some Benjis here recently. I have pretty much, got my handy dandy notebook here for this was my book 2, my book 3, which this is 2, this is 3. I finished those out, so then I started the tubes of book 4, then I have book 5, and then I'm starting actually a 6 set. These are the 2 books that I got in. We're going to work on this one here, because this has the sliders and everything, and that's what I have here. Collection 1 for this, and then collection 2 I've started for the regular flip out album where you just push the coins in. I'm doing all circulated in there because I don't know the paper quality. And then I started working on another set. I keep my notebook, so when I go to my LCS, instead of me just going through the Benjis and just randomly picking, I search for dates that I'm low on, and or coins that I start by looking for ones I need to fill slots in my books, and then I have a list of ones that I'm a little low on for the year in the mint mark. They have a list in my little box that they know I'm looking. When they get Benjis in, I'll take all the 48s, all the 49s, any 55s, any 56, the 54S, which is for some reason a hard one for me to find. It's not a rare coin. It's just in my area, the 54S is hard to come by. So anyway, let me pause the video and I will bring you back as I fill the album, and we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. So hang on just a minute. All right, we're back, and let's get my gloves situated here. Let's see how we did in this. I'm actually too short of finishing the 4th set. I said, this is the Library of Congress. This is an old version. I'm worried about this one, as I described in my review of albums. I'm worried about this opening and closing too many times, starting to get fray and tear and stuff, so try to be careful with it. I need a 48 Philly, and I filled pretty much everything on that page except for that 49 or that 48 Philly. Second page. I really like this album. I do like it. It's nice, compact. 55, I do have some BU 55s, so I'm calling this spot full, because if I ever go to sell it, then I will add one of my BUs 55s to it, but I'm going to leave it vacant until I find a circulated one. 56, have no idea why the 66 is so hard to find, because there's 4 million of them. I got all kinds of 58s that are 4 million. I got all kinds of 57s that are 5 million. You got, 53s. I find the 53 Philly pretty easy, and there's 5 2/3 million. 5.5 million on the 52S. I find those, but the hard one for me to find is the 54S. This is the last one I have, so the next album I'm running short. 5 million production. I have a hard time in my area finding that. The 56, I have no idea why. Can't explain it. And then the 58's through. Some of these look pretty good, but this one, like this technically is a BU, but it's got a lot of scratches. So I put it in. I think what I'm going to do, I got some scratches on this one and scratches on this. BU for 60 through 63. I mean, when I'm in the junk bin, if I'm gonna buy a 60 to 63, I'm grabbing the BU ones, because they're pretty much plentiful. You can see 8.5 million, 18 million, 6 million. I know the 60 Philadelphia 6 million, but it's still plentiful. 61, 62, or the D 20 million. 62 is almost 10 million. 35.5 million for the 62D, 22 for the 63, and 67 million for the 63D. So, in a way, I want it circulated, but I want to test this book. I want to see if the paper quality holds up, if I start to see any kind of toning or anything like that. So these were, out of the BUs that I have, these were the worst conditions, and I really don't have like some run-of-the-mill circulated in the 60 to 63, because if I'm buying those years, like I said, I'm buying the better condition coin, even if I'm just tubing them up. And then there's the back page. These pages, I mean, they do the covers just as thick as the pages, so it is a really nice album. I said I'm curious to see if these coins start to tone over time. And but that is the completion of that one. I'll bring you back in another video when we work on the next set. And this album is just a folder where we just push the coins in. So I definitely do not, like, I get back in the 60s, I'll probably be sticking the nicer coins in, unless I happen to find some that are lower quality. But we'll work on that on the next video. If you like what you see, hit the like button. Definitely drop me some comments down below, and we'll see you on the next one.